Then in 71 came back as head basketball, head baseball, and instructor of education. Then over the years, I taught as much as 8.5 hours a semester. And there was only at that time about 4 or 5 of us in the department, which is different than today. And we all had our teaching loads, and we had to do all the Division III sports. When I first came, we were in an NAIA school, and then we became an NCAA school, and then we went strictly in the middle 70s, NCAA Division III. So initially when I came, we had a minimal money for scholarships in NAIA. And then we went all aid-based on that. And then my recruiting was very, very important for the university and for myself. I roughly maybe brought in 25 athletes a year because I had a baseball program. I had a JV basketball program that had from 12 to 18 people on it. Plus, we switched over, some went to varsity. So sometime when we started basketball, we had as many as 38, 40 people out. Usually we ended up with about 20, 22 for the basketball program. Then along the way, and a lot of those people are my dear friends today. A lot of those guys come back, those athletes come back and play in the Upper Iowa Golf Tournament. And the cutest thing is that 4 of my first starting 5 play in one group out there every time. And just this last time they were visiting, and we visited after the golf meet and golf matches. They wanted to know how old I was. I said, well, how old do you think I am? So therefore, they kind of maybe just worry about me a little bit. And then along the way, I became an athletic director after Mr. Eichheit resigned. I held that for about 8 years. Then I became an assistant professor. Then eventually, when Dr. Rochlow was here, he promoted a lot of us to associate professors. So I retired as associate professor. And in that tenure, with my high school background and my education background, I taught a lot of education courses to majors. And thus, I became division chair for 2 years, or 2 different times for 10 years, 2 different 5-year terms. And all along with all that, you know, we had to advise students all the time too, so I had quite a few. And then I did the golf at the very end, kind of a chaperone for the golf team. We won a couple tournaments and a couple all-conference players. I really think I forgot to mention this. I think I maybe had 4 All-American baseball, basketball players, and I had way in the over the 20s all-conference baseball and basketball players. A lot of them are in the Hall of Fame because they got to make first team or first and second team twice to even get nominated for that. They all aren't in yet, but some of them are in. And I can just tell you that as chairman of the Hall of Fame committee forever and ever, I never once have voted. So usually people ask me, how come he's in, or how come she is in, or how come he didn't get in, and so on. And I says, if they're nominated, which is the unique thing which I've done, the John Doe or Mary Doe goes up for 3 years. And then if they're up there for 3 years on a synopsis, then they're off, and somebody's got to renominate them to come back, and people get renominated and they're going to the Hall of Fame. So I'm very, very, very proud of the Hall of Fame. And the one major thing is that I've been challenged a few times, but you have to be an Upper Iowa graduate to be in the Hall of Fame, which to me is very, very important, because over the years we've had people in here 1 and 2 years that haven't graduated, and to me they haven't done the duty to be in the Hall of Fame.